And while you were dissecting the muscles of the face and neck of the cat, you were able to then identify the transverse jugular, the external jugular, and then of course this glandular structure right here, which of course is the submandibular gland, which is a salivary gland which helps to secrete saliva into the mouth of the cat. It also secretes saliva in the mouth of you. So that's what that is. As we move downwards, we can see here, here's the jugular, boop, 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 heading down, and then it connects to this structure right here, and this is actually going to turn into the brachiocephalic. So here's the brachiocephalic here, and another one right here. And these two brachiocephalics here and here actually merge together to form this structure right here, which of course is the superior vena cava. Note that the superior vena cava heads towards the heart. And of course, there's a blood vessel that comes into the superior vena cava right here, and this of course is the azygous vein. So that's what that is. That's the azygous vein. Notice that there's a blood vessel here on the top surface of the heart right there, and that of course is going to be the great cardiac vein and the anterior interventricular artery. So we're good on that. Now if we go back this way and head it back over on this side, we'll see that there's a red blood vessel right here. This, of course, is the carotid right there. So that's the carotid, which is an artery. And we head back this way towards the arm. Notice that here we actually have the subclavian, starting here, subclavian artery, and, of course, the subclavian vein right there. And then as we head this way into the armpit, we have, of course, the axillary right here. Now, remember that the subclavian is formed when the axillary merges with that of the cephalic. Remember that? So if we look at the vein here, here's the subclavian. Notice that there are two blood vessels that are coming off here. One right here and one right here. So if this is heading towards the arm, which becomes the axillary, so these are the axillary, then what must this be? The cephalic. So this is the cephalic right here. Remember, cephalic and the axillary form the subclavian. And here's the subclavian. So that's what that is. So here's the cephalic. Now we continue to go and we look and we see here that this, which is the axillary, as it comes towards the arm, there's one that goes right here towards the arm, and this one that actually branches off and goes deeper. So this branch right here, does not go into the arm. This one does. This one that goes into the arm is going to be the what? The brachial. Fantastic, because arm is brachial, remember? So this is the brachial vein, and of course the blood vessel next to it is the brachial artery, which is right there. So there's the brachial artery right there, and it heads into the arm. So if this is the brachial, then what's that? Answer would be basilic. Yes. Fantastic. Okay. Make sure I did that right. Yeah. Okay. Now, see if this one's good. No, the lung isn't good on this one. That's too bad. Usually I can find a pulmonary artery, like a blue blood vessel coming off the lung, and that would be a pulmonary artery off of there. And you can see that coming from the lung and heading towards the heart. I mean, coming from the heart and heading towards the lungs. All right. Now, this is a terrible one. This one actually seems to be ruptured. But there's a venous blood vessel that would be on the underside of the diaphragm, right about in this position here where it's ruptured. And that, of course, would be the inferior phrenic vein that would have been underneath the diaphragm here. As we head downwards, we have a blood vessel on the top of the stomach here, which would be the gastric artery. And then down here at the bottom of the stomach, which would be the gastric epiploic. Then, let's move this out of the way so we can actually see here. All right. Now we can actually see, here is the kidney. So we have a renal vein right there. And it looks to me like a renal artery right here. So there's a renal artery, renal vein. And then we can see there's this little glandular structure right here sitting far above the kidney. This, of course, is the adrenal gland. And, of course, there's the suprarenal vein right there. So that's what that is there. We head downwards here a little bit. We'll see here that we have a blood vessel that comes off of the side here. This blood vessel right here is not the same as the lumbar vein in the humans. Does anyone know what the name of this is?
No.
No one knows what the name. No one knows what this blood vessel name is right here. It happens to be in the lumbar region, but also in the iliac region.
Iliolumbar?
Fantastic. The iliolumbar. So that's what that is. That's the iliolumbar right there. Now, as we move downward, we'll see here that there's a blood vessel that comes off of the aorta, as well as two that come off, merge into this inferior vena cava. So here's the inferior vena cava. Here is the abdominal aorta right there. You'll see that there's a branch right here that comes off. Look at that. Right there. And it's going to come over, and it's going to come this way, boop, 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 and head towards the leg. So this is the external iliac right here. And then it turns into the femoral right here. Okay? We're going to flip this back over this way, and we're going to see that there's another blood vessel right here, a little thin one. See that little tiny one right there? That's the internal right there. Here's the internal. So here's the external, here's the internal. Then, right in the center right here, right there is the median sacral. Right there. So then, we keep on going. We can see, again, the venous structures here. So here, this would be the femoral vein, femoral artery. Now, if we go deep into the knee, back here, like so, this is the what? Popliteal. That would be the popliteal artery and vein back in here. But what is this then? This is the great saphenous. That's what that is. Okay? Now, can y'all see those blood vessels that are on the ribs there? What are those called? Right there, on the ribs. They're like thin, the little red lines. See the lines right there? They're like right there. See the lines there? What are those called? The ribs. Associated with the ribs. Coastal arteries, yeah. Intercostal to be preferred. Okay, let's see here. Oh, this is unique to the cat. This blood vessel right here that runs in the tail here, what is that called? The caudal. Fantastic, the caudal artery. Good, good, good. Fantastic, fantastic. Let's see. I think that's all the blood vessels that you need to know on the cat. Yes, fantastic. There you go.